You know, every once in a while you stumble onto a part of the internet that is so weird, so completely built out, it honestly feels like it's from another dimension. Well, today we are diving headfirst into one of those. It's a seriously bizarre and complex belief system that was born in the Russian-speaking online world, and it's a massive mythology built entirely around a dead celebrity. This is the story of Abdulova.
All right, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll get into the man at the center of it all, a famous actor who became a demon. Then we're going to explore the new, twisted afterlife he supposedly created. After that, we'll look at the strange science his followers invented, the holy war they're fighting online, and you're going to want to stick around for the end because the ultimate goal here is a twist you won't see coming.
Okay, so to really get this, we have to start with the man himself, Alexander Abdulov. Because every weird religion has to have a central figure, right? And this guy wasn't some random internet meme. He was a huge, celebrated, but also really controversial actor from the Soviet era. In the real world, this guy was a massive star, a total household name. To give you kind of a Western equivalent, think of a celebrity like Michael Jackson, someone who was almost universally loved, but whose public image got way more complicated later on, with some really dark and disturbing stuff. Well, according to this new lore, Abdulov's celebrity persona was just a mask for something much, much worse. And this is where reality and mythology just totally collide. See, that quote, that's not from some made-up scripture. That's what the real Alexander Abdulov was accused of screaming at a journalist he was assaulting. And it's exactly these kinds of moments, these real-life, explosive controversies that his followers grabbed onto to build the entire foundation of their cosmic bad guy. So you see all this stuff? These weren't just juicy tabloid headlines for them. No, these became the literal building blocks for an entire religion. All the documented aggression, the public fights, the scandals, where you and I might see a deeply troubled celebrity, this community saw something else entirely. They saw the earthly proof of a powerful metaphysical evil. So when Abdulov died from lung cancer back in 2008, you'd think, okay, that's the end of the story. But for his followers, nope. His death was just the beginning of his real and absolutely terrifying work. The core belief is that when he died, Abdulov didn't just go to heaven or hell. He became a totally new being, God-Satan. And that name literally smashes together the Russian words for God and Satan. So in their version of events, he didn't just join the party in the afterlife, he violently crashed it and took over the whole operation. Their holy book, which is called the Biboran, lays out this absolutely wild 5-step plan for his cosmic takeover. It says he used the souls of people he hurt in life as a bribe to get into heaven. Then he murders the old god, does the same to the old Satan, and just deletes the old system entirely, building his own personal hell in its place. So this right here, this is the new normal in their universe. He completely rewrote the rules. The whole idea of a choice between a good place and a bad place, gone. Now there's just one destination for everyone, his personal hell, a place of universal, inescapable torment that he runs from a black hole at the center of the galaxy. And you might be wondering, okay, where are they getting all this from? Well, it's all in here, in their sacred text, the Biboran. This is their everything, their Bible, their Quran, their instruction manual for how this terrifying new reality works. Now this is where it gets even stranger, if you can believe it. This isn't just some loose collection of beliefs. These followers have built an entire complex, pseudo-academic framework around it all, just to organize it and make it seem legitimate. They call it Abdulanoka, which pretty much translates to Abdulov science. And that's the key, right? They don't just see this as a faith. To them, it's a science, a philosophy, a political ideology. It's their grand unified theory of everything, and Abdulov is at the center. And it's not just one big subject. Oh no, they have specialized fields. There's Grecologia, which is basically sinology, the academic study of their enemies. You've got Biboran for deep textual analysis. And then there's white magic, which is their practical applications department for how to actually go after their targets. And just like a real university, there's a career ladder. You can start as a lowly lab assistant and work your way all the way up to becoming a full scholar. It's all about creating this feeling of legitimacy, giving structure to what is, let's be real, an incredibly elaborate mythology about a dead actor. So what's the point of all this? What do these people actually do? Well, their central mission, according to the Biboran, is to wage a holy war, an Abdullah jihad, against the enemies of their god, Satan. And these enemies, who they call grishniki or sinners, are not who you'd probably expect. They're mainly Russian-language internet personalities. So to put it in terms you might recognize, think of the most controversial, toxic streamers or YouTubers in the West. That's the kind of person they're targeting. And I'm not kidding. They literally keep a list. It's called the Registry of Sinners, and it's used to track their targets. It details what they supposedly did wrong, things like offending the faith or just promoting a degenerate lifestyle, and it tracks their current status. The whole goal is to make these people's lives a nightmare until they're cured. And this is probably the most messed up part. Their morality is completely inverted. For followers, who are called adepts, doing good has nothing to do with kindness or charity. Nope. Doing good means relentlessly harassing the people on that list, online and sometimes in real life, all in service to bogus sadhana. Okay, but why? Why do this? What's the end game for someone who signs up to serve this tyrannical demon god? Well, the answer is part simple reward and part absolutely mind-bending paradox. So, by carrying out this mission, by punishing the sinners, adepts believe they get a special reward. But, and this is a big but, remember, in this system, everyone goes to Abdulov hell. There is no escape. So what on earth could a reward possibly be in a place like that? 10,000. That's the prize. 10,000 years without being tortured. Think about that. In a universe where eternal, unimaginable pain is the only guarantee, a temporary break from it is the highest gift their God can give. It's the best you can possibly hope for. And that feels like where the story should end, right? Serve a demon, get a vacation from agony. Simple. But for the most dedicated followers, there's another secret layer to all of this. What if the real purpose isn't just to serve and survive? And there it is, the final, shocking twist at the very heart of this religion. The true goal for the most devout followers isn't to be a loyal servant forever. It's to become strong enough, smart enough, and ruthless enough to overthrow him and take his place, starting the whole violent cycle all over again. So in the end, that's what Abdulovera really is. It's a nihilistic training ground. The entire religion is just one long, brutal training montage. And the ultimate prize isn't salvation, it's usurpation. You serve the demon god so you can learn his tricks, and then you try to take his throne. It's this incredibly dark reflection of ambition, born from the deepest, weirdest corners of the internet, and it leaves you wondering, what other insane realities are being built right now, just a few clicks away?